I want to tell you a little bit about my process of, as a freelance photographer, how I deal with all of my photos and where I store them, and pretty much from shooting day to delivery day, and even beyond, where my photos end up throughout the whole process. So I've never made a video in this format before, but it's really just going to be a plug and play, raw, just me explaining things, and hopefully I can keep it clear for you. I've had friends ask, particularly friends who are in the industry or hoping to, do work in this field that don't have a good, clear workflow, or just ask out of curiosity, or even want to change their workflow up because of particular issues or whatever. So there's loads of ways that this could be done. My way is definitely not the best way, but it's a good way, and it's worked for me the whole time that I've done photo work, and I've adjusted it slightly over time, but for the most part, pretty much since I began, it has stayed the same. My workflow does cost. The only payment I make, besides like the actual physical stuff, from hard drives to whatever, is I do have a monthly subscription with Adobe for the Adobe Cloud and access to Lightroom. But that's all I pay for. It's a $20 a month for a terabyte of cloud storage, and so there's your warning. That's what I pay. So let's start from like shoot day. You go out, you shoot. Let's say it's for the most part for me, if I'm doing just a couple or like a grad shoot or something, most of the time I'm just shooting on one card. Sometimes if I am feeling a little iffy, or if I'm feeling goofy, I will shoot to two, just for the sake of shooting to two. I've never had an issue with that for a wedding or whatever, but most of the time I'll shoot for one, unless I'm doing a wedding. I'll try and shoot to two if I have enough cards at the time available for that. A lot of photographers like to keep their cards throughout the whole process, but that's not mine. So I'll shoot a wedding or whatever it is. I'll come back home, and let me bring you over to, again, I've never done a video in this format before, bring you over to kind of what I do over here. Sorry, we'll go to Lightroom in a little bit. Just hold up. I have a lot of hard drives. Way too many hard drives, probably. But, oh man, I don't know how much to bring you in on. I edit a lot of my stuff on my desktop right here, my desk at home, but I also have a laptop that I keep everything on. So I have one hard drive attached to my desktop at home at all times, and that's my like Lightroom hard drive for my at-home setup. And then I have a SSD attached to Lightroom for my laptop at all times. Here we go. This is where it gets messy, because I want to make a really clean YouTube video, but I'm just going to tell you thing after thing after thing, and we're going to work through it together. This right here, so this is as you see in the top right, is the hard drive that's attached to my Lightroom at home. So let's start again. I finish a shoot, take my cards home, and immediately I drop them into this third hard drive. It's a 4 terabyte, another one of these SSD, and right in it you'll see it's this one right here. I have a folder called Current Raws, and it's anything and everything I've shot for that particular event. So Lizzie and Kevin's wedding, like I put all 3 card drops directly in here. So one's from my second shooter, one's from one of my cameras, one's from the other camera, and it'll end up being 160 gigs, which I'm not concerned about. Chuck it in there, and then I leave it. I unplug the hard drive, put it safe away, just to have it somewhere. Then I'll take those same cards and I'll keep them in my computer, and I will upload them straight into my Lightroom. Excuse that rando slide. What did I have over there? It's fine. It's all safe. This is a good song. I'm listening to it right now. You should listen to it. I drop it straight into an album in the cloud area of Lightroom, and it'll start syncing directly to the cloud. So I have things organized in folders by chronology. So this wedding I shot, there's Ryan and Priscilla's wedding. I put it all in this folder, Ryan and Priscilla, and I put in all category, and I put absolutely everything that I shot that day in that one folder. And that's what I do. For a wedding, you'll see here what I'll do is I will keep them all in this folder, but then I'll also drag them into different categories throughout the day. So Priscilla, when I was shooting just her or her family, the beginning part of the day, I have her just Ryan stuff with things that are just him or him and his family. Then just the first look, then anything from the ceremony, anything that involved the family, all things related to the couple, the reception, dancing, details, and that's it. I sent my sneak peeks, and so I made a separate folder for that, or a separate album for that under the folder of Ryan and Priscilla. Whew, it's a lot of words, but that's that process. As soon as I've put anything into the cloud folder here, it'll start uploading directly to my Adobe account. So as soon as it's uploaded, if I go to a coffee shop with my laptop and I log into Lightroom, or I just open Lightroom and I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, I can start accessing those photos. The edits that I've already put on them, the RAWs as they are, whatever it is, I have them attached to my cloud storage. So the same thing with like my phone. If I'm like running around and I want to show a friend like, oh, I just shot this wedding, like I'm really proud of this shot that I took, whatever it might have been, like here it is, like let me show you, like Priscilla texts me while I'm on like a trip with my friends. I don't have my laptop with me, and she's like, hey, I really need that photo of like my grandma from this one moment, like can you send it to me? I can edit on my phone really quick because I have access to it as long as I have data, and then I can download it and I can send it to her. Here you go, Priscilla, like let me help you out in that way, like even though whatever. So that's the process. So when I have done that, when I've put things directly into the Lightroom app on here, you'll see when I go into preferences here that it's all saving directly into SHA-1 Lightroom on this particular computer. So that is that's this Lacy hard drive. It's a 5 terabyte that I have attached to my computer at all times. It's not actually this one because this is something else, but it's attached to that Lacy hard drive, and it's going right in there. Like you're seeing straight into Lightroom, and this is how Lightroom saves their stuff. So for some reason, I need to stop paying for Lightroom if like some emergency happens and Lightroom decides to just die and Adobe decides to be a non-existent platform, then I'm fine. Like I have stuff on my hard drive still. If I decide to go into Capture One instead of this Lightroom, I have it all with me in this format, and as every photo I've ever taken is right here, is in these 2 terabytes that I have saved in my SHA-1 hard drive. The same way that if I'm just shooting and I don't go to my desktop at home and I want to start editing and I just have that on my laptop, I can do the same thing. That's what the purpose of my other hard drive is. On my laptop, my Lightroom app on there is preferences are set up to save directly onto this. So if I go to a coffee shop, they don't have Wi-Fi, but I have my hard drive with me, I can continue where I've left off because it's constantly saving all of my edits, all of my RAWs directly on the hard drive and on the cloud throughout anytime I open the app with the hard drive plugged in with Wi-Fi connected. All of it's trying to keep up, all three things, the cloud, the hard drive here, and the hard drive attached to my laptop. When I've a lot of the time, so you'll see I'm halfway done with this wedding right now. All the grayed out photos are ones that I don't plan on editing, and they're my, like my rejects. So I have, in this particular album, just the Priscilla stuff, I've chosen 56 photos to look at, edit, and eventually send. Probably it'll be around that number. But I've filtered out 89 that are just rejects, and I will eventually check, probably. But if I end up going through, as I'm editing these, if I realize, like, oh, she blinked, this is a horrible example, trash lighting, please don't. But like, if I end up like, oh, like mom blinked in this one, let me just see if there's one where she didn't blink. Oh, like there it is. Then I can use that. I can unfilter to like find one of the ones that were rejects, perhaps, to edit that instead, and then I'll reject the one I had originally picked, whatever. When I'm done, I will, I'll do two different kinds of exports. Actually, will I? For weddings, I won't. I'll export a large. Wow, you can't even see that right now. I'm sorry. Let's see this. I'll export large JPEGs, and I'll organize accordingly here, and I'll drop them all onto, right now I'm using PicTime because they allow for so many gigs of free. I haven't been paying for a system yet. When I have different clients, maybe it's like a video for a business, or even if I just want to send photos to friends, I'll use Google Drive, which I also pay for. Yeah, so file organization wise, that's what I use. I'll export those. I don't save my exports. I'll upload them, and then I'll trash the exports because I don't need them. I have access to the RAWs and the edits, and so I can just re-export if I ever need those specific photos again. That's the majority of my workflow. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's helpful if that's a route you want to go. There's aspects of that aren't completely necessary, and there's ways around that might work for your workflow better than this would. One of the huge things I think is when Lightroom came out with this local, came out with this local aspect right here. You can organize and edit your photos like straight out of the hard drive instead of through the cloud storage, and that is huge. That is so smart. That is the way Lightroom CC should have been. I think this is CC. I don't know. Yeah, should have started as available, but for the most part, they only had the cloud, which I think is why they maybe originally invented it. But yes, please feel free to DM me on my Instagram, Shawtography, or actually we're using that Shaw Dude at that Shaw Dude, no spaces. Obviously, that's how Instagram handles work. DM me with any questions about how you want to your workflow to go, and if I can help at all with that, I would love to. Yeah, I think we're set there. I plan on doing a few more videos in this realm. I've been using a new program to jump back and forth between like different screen recording situations, and I think I plan on using this again. Hope this was helpful. Let me know if there's another kind of video you'd like me to make regarding workflow or regarding edits. Hopefully soon I'll make a video of just hanging out with me while I edit a wedding. And maybe I'll talk through some things, or maybe we'll just hang out. Hope you're doing well. I used to have a sign out. What was it? Thanks for stopping by.